Hi, it's me, Chio. Welcome. We are back for another episode of the Smart Money Woman, and today we are going into episode 10. So, starting from the book, what happened in the chapter 10? Honestly, it started off with Zuri in a meeting with some financial investment woman who Shola had recommended to her, and basically, they were going over Zuri's financial situation and trying to figure out what Zuri wanted, what kind of investment she was looking for, what kind of goals she had set for herself. And like this is all financial conversations to have. It's not something people get the opportunity to have a lot because of our natural financial positions. Like a lot of people are not making that much money, and it's more of a luxury conversation than a reality most people can go through. So yeah, this is bringing me back to my view of the relatability of this story. But anyways, I'm reading it and it's all I think it's all sound financial advice, but all my mind is hearing is stocks, bonds, investments, assets, and I'm falling asleep reading that because like normally in the real world, like yeah, I get so bored by these topics. I know they're important. It's just they have a way of sapping my energy. Like I can't imagine myself having to work or think about this kind of information on the daily. But yeah, that's basically what the book goes on and on about, what this chapter is about. But after the meeting, it goes well for Zuri. She's happy with having better understanding of her financial situation and her future prospects. And she hasn't seen Shola for a while, so they're on the phone talking about it, and he decides to take her out on a date. So they go out on another date, and she's talking about it and talking about, so he's asking her what she wants to do now, what is it she's looking forward to spending on or getting, like what is she looking forward to. And she's talked about getting a car like Lara has, but she'll get a used one so that she won't spend that much money on it and just work from there, because cabs get really expensive, especially for people who live in Lagos. So this is like a smart decision to make, and like you can have your own opinions on it and everything, but this is like she's thought about it and this is what she wants to do. This is both a need and a want. But Mr. Shola decides that it's not good enough, and he doesn't scream at her, but he kind of expresses his disappointment in her for wanting to spend money on a car or that much money on a car, and tells her to get something cheaper. And she's confused because it's like, this is supposed to be a good time, so why are you advising me now? And he's talking about how it's such a waste of money that doesn't that she and Lara don't make the same kind of income and all of that jazz. And like, and then she's like so confused because like there's no need for him to be saying all this to her right now. This is her decision, it's her money, and this is what she wants. But he's going in and on about it, and he mentions something about he's been in relationship with broke girls before and he's not going to do that again. So basically saying he doesn't date broke girls. And yes, you can have your standards, you don't date broke people, it's fine, no one is judging you. But your first conversation with this woman was like very clear that she was someone struggling in financial management, and she was in debt. So with that, she was a broke girl when he approached her, when he said to find her number, when he said to ask her out on a date. So what the hell is this guy talking about? Like, you don't date broke girls. Okay, then why did you start dating her? It's very ridiculous. It's kind of like, it just irritates me. And this is why from the start I had a problem with a relationship, because like, where is the romance in talking about finance? You approached her in a very weird way. She's talking about her financial issues, but she decided to go ahead with the relationship, and now she's giving him that leeway to talk about her personal management, that he feels like he has the authority to tell her what to do with her money. And of course he doesn't see that he's wrong, because he's clearly wrong, and this kind of just ruins their date. So for the rest of the date they're just quiet, and she just wants to go home now. So this is where the chapter ends, and yeah, she should have seen this coming, because there's no way you can expose that part of yourself to someone and you don't expect that they will say anything. At the same time, he had no rights to. So yeah, that is where the chapter 10 ends, and we move on to the TV series. So in the TV series, we're still getting to know about everything that just happened in the last episode. So the chapter 10 in the book doesn't do much to explain anything, just focusing on that. So this gives us time to catch up with the TV series. So it starts off with Lara's point of view. She's at home and her family members are there. They went into her house without letting her know they were coming over. And I'm just saying, I'm the kind of person that if you don't tell me you're coming, you'd see me through the window when you show up and I still not open the door for you. Yeah, so yeah, just the idea of people entering your house when you did not give them permission to enter. Yeah, even if your family kind of isn't right, but they are there, and they're there basically to talk about the issue, the problem she's having with her brother, because he's been rude, he's been disrespectful, he's been feeling entitled, and basically he's just done so many things to piss her off. So the mom, sister, and brother come to talk to her about it. Actually, they came to appease her, or just to convince her to forgive him, even though he's clearly not remorseful for everything he's done. But as they're talking, and she's kind of like stands her ground, and she's not like budging, that the guy is not disciplined, the mother like basically is enabling him. The mom convinces the siblings to beg her, and they beg and apologize. Can I just say, Lara looks like a queen, and she's sitting down there and they're all there. But it's kind of like, okay, she looks like a queen, which is cool, but at the same time, people begging her are her family members. So it's just an awful situation to put her in. And it's so manipulative, because the mom knows what she's doing. She really knows that she's manipulating her daughter to basically give her whole life to these people that don't even value it. But Lara caves in, she forgives them, and of course by forgiving them, this means she's going to keep helping them when she shouldn't be. So from here we go into the actual thing from the last episode, which is Ladun's story. And now the whole family members, brothers, sisters, in-laws, everyone is like gathered with the lawyer, and they're kind of like expecting the lawyer to read the will so they know how the assets are divided. But the guy breaks it to them that there is no will and there are no assets to be divided. And in fact, they might have to be paying off some debts by losing their houses, because the houses were mortgaged. And yeah. So of course the late father did not leave them with any financial aid, did not inform them of the financial situation he was in. So now they're all perplexed, because it makes no sense that this super rich man that is so popular has nothing to show for it at the end of the day. And his wife is obviously distraught about it, because I mean, that's her husband. They spent their whole lives together, and like for such big issues, she should have known about it. He should have shared them with her. And that's like the thing I don't get. Like, you can't be married to somebody, like, like my issue, like the thing I had with Zuri and Shola is that they are just dating, and she has not given him that permission to be that invested in her financial life, or she did not think she did, even though she did. But this is a married couple who have devoted themselves to each other. So kind of like, even though you're both doing your thing, whether you're working separately or someone is a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, there's still the togetherness of knowing how to manage the family. If there's a financial loss, the person should know there's a financial loss, and also possibly why there's a financial loss, not this one that you're keeping secrets from your spouse. So the mom is distraught for first not having any means to keep herself and her family okay, and second, knowing that her husband did not actually include her in any important decisions she was making. So of course the meeting ends with her not believing it and still insisting that the money is being stolen somehow, that this is a scam and all that. And like everybody's just on the lawyer's neck, and everybody's like, gosh, I know they are suffering and they're losing their money and the lawyer is safe, but the lawyer seems to be in the most distress because they want to put all their anger of the late father on him, and just don't shoot the messenger. He's literally just a messenger. In fact, he didn't even need to come past you the message. He's just doing the kind thing. So yeah, they should spare him, because it really looked like they were going to get him, and he was clearly sad and scared about the situation. And I don't know, Lara is now on the phone. I think she's on the phone with Ladun. Yes. And like basically the whole situation has been explained, and Ladun is trying to convince her that she'd be okay because she understands it too. And this is where I see that in the book they were trying to give us like a Zoe's perspective of having gone through this before, but it makes more sense for us to see from Lara's perspective, because we clearly know that she's a person that's been taking care of her family, so she must have gone through something similar. And of course she has, so we see a whole flashback, and Lara is feeling all the emotions of, like, she's relating to it so much because she's been where Ladun is, and in fact hers was worse because she was still a child when that happened, like a teenager or something, but she was still a child when that happened, when she lost her dad and they were poor, and even them not like being rich or anything, the dad's family members decided to kick them out of the house and take every single thing they had because it was the father's property. So she has a whole flashback of that, and it kind of just makes it clear why she feels so strongly about helping her family, because she's been at her lowest and she's seen her mom cry and kneel and beg people that were never going to help. She's seen her sister have like aspirations to be a doctor, and she wants to make sure her family's dreams are fulfilled. So this whole thing, this experience, this burden has been put on her, and she feels the obligation to help her family. And at this point where she shouldn't be helping the family anymore in that sense, she can't shake it off. It's just now who she's grown to be. So yeah, I feel bad for her because it's not like her fault she's in the position she is, and of course she's just going to keep doing what she can to help them because she really does love her family. She loves her mom. So this is Lara's plight in life, and just hopefully she gets through it. And there's this whole thing just opens so many boxes, like Lara's case, and then there's Tammy. Tammy doesn't really have a case yet. We all know Tammy, but Tammy is kind of like, yeah, money is important. So with this whole news, she's talking to her parents and asking her dad if he has a will, and of course the mom blows up like, God forbid, what he's talking about, will and death and everything, that my husband's not going to die, he's going to be here forever, he's been exercising, he will live long, he will protect us. And it's like, your friend just died. You are very aware that their family is in a crisis now, that there's no money, and you don't think there should be like a teaching moment for you to go and prepare a will. And dad's talking about basically agreeing with wife, less calmly but still agreeing with his wife that there's no way he's writing a will, and he has like an allowance for Tammy and he's going to live long, so they're safe and they are covered. And it's just, oh my goodness, can you not see what is right in front of you? Like, you're a smart businessman, you've made so much money, but you cannot see the most obvious situation that a lot of people, especially like in his age, he's seen like these things happen, and he cannot see the necessity to protect his family in this way at all. Yeah, so that's Tammy's wahala to deal with. This is why she should make her own money quickly, stop borrowing money from everybody, because now if tomorrow something happens and the allowance is gone, the dad is gone, she can't be waiting around. So yeah, getting your own stability at the end of the day is more important than any other person's will and this thing. Just secure yourself, and yeah, because you cannot force the dad's hand to write the will. So good luck to Tammy. I hope she really secures her own life on her own. Yeah. And like the conversation was had in the book with Adesua and separating their accounts, and this wasn't had in the movie, but I guess the situation still triggers Adesua to divide their separate their accounts, or to separate some money from their accounts. She's not even asking for like a total divide, she's asking like, can we not put every single thing into this? And of course, Soji blows up and talking about how, oh, because she's making money and he's not. So it's just like this whole rubbish mentality. It's like, I cannot wait for at least what to be done with this situation, or at least for me to be done with this, watching this tragedy of a situation play out. But yeah, this is like basically where this issue with Ladin's father-in-law's death has led all of them. They're all now thinking about what to do with their lives. And not surprisingly, Zuri's story isn't factored here. She's still on cloud 9 with her relationship with Shola. This is not affecting her in any ways. But yeah, that is what happens in episode 10 of The Smart Money Woman. And I guess at this point, the storylines are back to relating to each other better. And hopefully, yeah, at this point, like, I want everything to continue, because I was willing to accept the train crash or the storylines being different. But I just want to like focus on the one story and be done with it. And that is it for my review of The Smart Money Woman episode 10. If you've liked this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and also turn on the notification bell so you never miss a thing. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.